Vice presidential aspirant Lito Atienza denies speculations that his running mate Senator Manny Pacquiao will back out from their tandem following his meeting with President Rodrigo Duterte. So where are the presidential bulls headed today? Bongbong Marcos is off to Batangas. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will be in Laguna, while Vice President Leni Robredo will be visiting Cebu. The tourism department is planning to come up with travel bubbles with South Korea amid the push to boost tourism during the pandemic. And Christmas is in the air as the giant Christmas tree lights up once again in Araneta City. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte is a step closer to becoming a candidate for the national elections. This as she officially joins the national party. Marlene Alcaide has the story.
After attending the wedding of Senator Bong Revilla's daughter yesterday afternoon in Cavite, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte took an oath to officially join Lakas-CMD. Lakas-CMD President and House Majority Leader Martin Romualdez confirmed that the President's daughter is now a member of their party. Party Chairman Senator Bong Revilla Jr. witnessed the oath-taking.
This has been a long-standing offer, invitation, and as I said, we're so honored that she's finally accepted.
After joining a national party, the next question is, will Sara Duterte run for president? Will she become Senator Bongbong Marcos's running mate? Or is there a possibility of a Duterte-Marcos tandem?
As they would say, your guess is good as mine. Let's not preempt them, no? Let's not preempt them. Let them make the decision to make the announcement at the proper time.
Personally, which do you prefer, Marcos Duterte or Duterte Marcos?
I would prefer what they both decide.
Romualdez admits inviting Senator Bongbong Marcos to join the party too, but he recons they'll have to make it a formal invitation.
I've also invited him.
You also invited him?
Yes, I've also invited him.
Anong response niya?
Smiling, but of course, I made the invitation, maybe not properly.
But Senator Bongbong Marcos maintained that he will not back out of the elections or even slide down to Vice President for Duterte. When asked if he's willing to go against Sara for presidency, Bongbong said just let her run.
I have nowhere else to go. I cannot go anywhere, and I cannot change. I will not change parties. I do not have. I entered this race not to play any of this substitution, play with the rules. I entered this because I felt I should run for president, and that's what I'm doing.
De La Rosa, on the other hand, said he's still willing to give up his candidacy for the presidential daughter. The PDP Laban standard bearer believes that Sara is more winnable than him.
Because si Pangulong Duterte, with all due respect, pag-regret ko. Dahil ayaw ko bigyan ng sama ng loob si Pangulong Duterte na meron siya susuportahan na standard bearer na partido niya. At the same time, yung anak niya ang kalaban. Kawawa naman yung matanda. Ilagay natin sa very uncompromising situation. No?
With all the speculations, Sara Duterte has this to say.
Pasalamat ako sa mga supporters ko and I hope na kung ano mang mga mangyari sa mga sumusunod na mga araw ay maibigay ko sa kanila kung ano yung gusto nila.
Candidates have until November 15 to substitute. Until then, we will have to wait and watch out for developments in the coming days. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
An official of Hugpong ng Pagbabago says the party will still support Sara Duterte despite her sudden shift to a national party. HNP Secretary Anthony Del Rosario admits that they were all surprised with the sudden changes in Duterte's plans. He revealed the chain of events that started with Baste Duterte taking his oath with HNP before Sara withdrawing her re-election bid, which all happened in a span of 2 to 3 hours. Even so, Del Rosario believes that the president's daughter has her reasons.
Whatever her reasons are, we support it, and we're behind her 100%. And there's no thinking twice about this. Kaming lahat po, we really are hoping and praying that she will run for a higher position because it's her time to do so. We've seen her capacity and her sincerity as a leader within the organization, and we know that she'll be successful in whichever position she runs for.
Meanwhile, Palace spokesperson Harry Roque insists that he will run for senator only if Sara decides to run for president.
Tatakbo po ako kung tatakbo si Mayor Sara. No? At kung magbabago pong isip niya na tatakbo po siya, kung tatanggapin niya po ako, nais kong tumakbo kasama niya. Pero sa ngayon po, wala pa pong hinahain na certificate of candidacy si Mayor Sara. Ang aking advice, antayin na lang po natin kung anong pinadesisyon ni Mayor Sara. And I cannot speak for her, no, because she has a spokesperson po, si Mayor Garcia, no. Pagdating naman po kay Presidente ay nagkausap na po kami, no. So isa sa 2 taong kakausapin ko sa aking kandidatura ay nakausap ko na. Si Mayor Sara po, I will reach out to her siguro po maya-maya lang and over the weekend.
Buhay Party List Representative Lito Atienza tells One News that his tandem with presidential aspirant and Senator Manny Pacquiao is still a go. This following speculations that the Pacquiao-Go tandem is in the works and may have been the subject of Pacquiao's recent meeting with President Duterte. Duterte ally Joey Salceda had also earlier hinted that a supposed final surprise from Pacquiao will be revealed this week. But speaking on 1PH's Sa Totoo Lang, Atienza said these are all speculations and that other officials should not be speaking for his running mate.
Bakit siya nagsasalita for money? He's creating a big intrigue over a very, very nonsensical, non-political item. Alam niyo yung bitin na meron sorpresa sa Lunes. Anong sorpresa, Joey? ikaw ay, ano? Yung sorpresa on yourself, problema mo yun. But not to involve Manny Pacquiao because you're talking about a major candidate in the presidential election. And ako naman, napiktado because I am the running mate, so I have a right to react to that.
The meeting between Pacquiao and Duterte also came as a surprise to former Eastern Samar Governor Lutgardo Barbo, who is also vice chairman of the Pimentel faction under PDP Laban. Barbo told 1PH's Wagpo that as far as he knows, the officials only talked about developments in Mindanao and that Pacquiao is still eyeing the presidency. He admitted, however, that the meeting raised quite a few questions.
Palagay ko, decision ni Senator Manny Pacquiao at hindi namin alam yun. Ako, nagulat nga ako. Bigla akong sabi ko, ba't siya nandoon sa Malacanang? Yun nga pala ang kanilang kwan. Ang purpose pala ni Manny Pacquiao daw ay tungkol sa patuloy ng development ng Mindanao. Hindi naman kami na-konsulta. Meron bang usapan ito na hindi namin alam? Meron nga siguro yung mga pag-iisip na extreme, ano ba? Umayaw na ba?
Meanwhile, 3 other presidentiables are set to visit several parts of the country later today. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is scheduled to visit Batangas. His camp has yet to release details of his activities in the province. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, on the other hand, will be going to Cabuyao, Laguna to outline his plans for the education sector. And he will also visit Calamba City later this afternoon for the grand launching of Bilis-Kilos, Laguna. And Vice President Leni Robredo also has a full schedule in Cebu today. A stationary caravan is expected to meet Robredo from the Mactan Airport to the Marcelo Furman Bridge this morning. VP Leni will then meet with Archbishop Jose Palma, several community organizers, and youth leaders. Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat says talks are ongoing for the planned creation of travel bubbles as part of the measures to revive international tourism. She reveals that South Korea is among the nations that have shown interest with this proposal. Let's hear more from her in this discussion with David Ingles on Bloomberg Markets Asia.
Do you have any just general expectation on when overall, whether that's Korea, you put everything together, when tourist arrivals might be able to recover to pre-pandemic levels, or is that too difficult?
That's too difficult for pre-pandemic. I think no country will be able to give you when it's going to reach pre-pandemic levels. But we're just so happy that at least tourism is now allowed, domestic tourism is now allowed around the country. Vaccination rates are increasing. We are looking at travel bubbles, the same as other countries. But right now the problem is, even if there are no quarantine days coming to the Philippines, going back, as you know, Asia is quite strict when it comes to quarantine. Like, for example, Hong Kong, coming to the Philippines, there's no quarantine, but going back, there's still a quarantine of 21 days. So we're hoping that as the vaccination rates are increasing, cases are going down, that the travel bubble, it's not only no quarantine days coming to the Philippines. When they go back to their countries, there's also no quarantine. So so I think that's what people are discussing right now. It's really with regard to the quarantine days. Like, David, you're coming from Hong Kong. You can come here, no quarantine, but when you go back, you have 21 days.
And that's really what's kept me from going back, if I'm being completely honest. As a final question, since you mentioned travel bubbles, are there specific people and places that you're talking to? And I know that's a moving target too, so it's not really, it's non-committal, I guess.
Yes, we've been talking to Korea. Of course, they're our number one tourists. They've been wanting to have chartered flights, Korea to Bohol, or to right now they're looking at Bohol, chartered flights from Korea. But then they're still trying to figure out the quarantine days coming back. So we're still in talks. There's no problem coming here. We could already reduce the quarantine. You can actually remove the quarantine from Korea, but their problem is now going back. But it's like in any other country. It's always a moving target. But we're looking at all the major tourist destinations. But it's really Korea that has shown interest in traveling to the country.
Are you among those who were able to check out their online carts during yesterday's 11/11 sale? Well, the good deals were quite exciting, but for financial experts, shoppers should step back a bit. Shaila Francisco with the details.
It's 11/11 once again. Online shoppers go into frenzy as most items are now on sale. Products being offered in shopping sites range from dresses to grocery items to electronics and even cars. Kurt spent more than his allotted budget after running out of vouchers.
Sumobra ako ng mga 400 pesos. Mga 15 minutes lang ako na delay. Yung mga voucher sana na magkaka-discount ako, let's say mga 10% or free shipping, lahat yun naubos.
Thomas also didn't let the discounts go by, despite already being scammed during the 11/11 sale last year. After ordering these camping cookware, he received a miniature size instead. Thomas admits he did not look into the details of the items and was blinded by the huge discount. However, he already learned his lesson.
Mas masinop, mas careful na ako sa pagbasa ng mga product descriptions kung anong size nga ba talaga, na napa-invest na rin kami nga sa tape measure.
A quick look at these websites shows tons of discounts being offered to consumers, including 90% off and free shipping. But experts warn take extra caution, as you may not notice, you may be overspending.
Up to 50% off, pero hindi naman lahat 50% off yung binibigay nila. But that's a hook.
Hermo said that there's nothing wrong in enjoying shopping with these sales, but consumers must find the right balance.
Yung masama is when you mortgage your financial future para makagastos doon. Meaning, wala ka na naipon, yung pang-matrikula dapat ng anak mo for next year, nagamit mo na kasi na-entice ka doon sa sale na yon, or may utang ka, hindi mo binabayaran muna yung utang mo, inuuna mo yung shopping.
For now, he is advising shoppers to take a step back and assess if they really need these items. Hermo adds that they must set a budget before splurging online. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
The most wonderful time of the year is almost here, and Araneta City did not waste any time to join in on the fun. This year, Araneta City held a hybrid event for the lighting of their giant Christmas tree. AC Bonifacio and Piolo Pascual were at the venue to deliver solid performances, while special guests included the 2021 Binibining Pilipinas Queens, Raven O'Malley and Maymay Entrata, also pitched in virtual performances for the event. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.